one of the most decorated drivers in NASCAR history, is gone. And now his older brother is finally speaking out. What Kurt Busch said about Kyle has the entire racing world stopping in its tracks. And before we get started, if you're a true NASCAR fan like me, go ahead and drop a like and subscribe to the channel. NASCAR Nation News is just getting started, and we're pushing toward our next subscriber milestone. It's all about real talk from fans who live this sport every single week. All right, let's get into it. Kyle Busch passed away on May 21st at the age of 41. It happened just hours after he pulled out of the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte Motor Speedway that weekend due to what was described as a severe illness. The motorsports world was stunned. At first, nobody saw it coming. And now his older brother Kurt is finally speaking. Kurt Busch, a NASCAR star in his own right and 6 years older than Kyle, broke his silence on Monday with an emotional Instagram post. He shared a collage of photos showing the two brothers together. Some of the images dated all the way back to their earliest days of racing. And what he wrote, it hits hard. Kurt reflected on where it all began. Two brothers racing anything they could get their hands on, from big wheels to the biggest stages in motorsports. He described their relationship as something that went far beyond competition. They pushed each other, they challenged each other, they learned from each other. But here's the thing that really stands out. Kurt didn't just talk about what Kyle meant to him on the racetrack. He talked about who Kyle was away from it, his passion, his determination, his love for his family. Kurt wrote that no trophy, championship, or accomplishment could ever measure the impact Kyle had on his life and on so many others. And that's when the emotion of the message really hit. He closed with something simple, something deeply personal. He said his heart is broken, but Kyle's spirit will always ride with him. And he called him, in his own words, little brother. For many fans, that was the moment that stayed with them. Then something unexpected happened. Kurt also took time to thank everyone for the outpouring of support following Kyle's passing. He said, and I'm paraphrasing here, "Thank you from the bottom of my heart for the well wishes, support, and love shown to his brother and their entire family." And when you think about it, that's a man who just lost his brother in the middle of the NASCAR season. After a shocking and sudden passing, yet he still found the grace to reach out and thank the people around him. That says a lot. Now, to truly understand why this loss is hitting the racing world so hard, you have to understand who Kyle Busch was, especially if you're newer to the sport, because the magnitude of what NASCAR just lost is enormous. And interestingly enough, Kurt saw it coming long before anyone else. Back in 2001, he made a statement that has lived in NASCAR lore ever since. He said, "You think I'm a pretty good race car driver? Wait until you see my brother. He's the best driver in the family." At the time, Kyle joined Kurt on the Roush racing team as a 16-year-old junior. However, there was one problem. Changes to the minimum age requirements created a new path for the younger Busch. It gave him the opportunity to step out of his brother's shadow and create a legacy of his own. And what happened next surprised everyone. Kyle didn't just make his mark, he built one of the greatest careers the sport has ever seen. He joined Hendrick Racing in 2003, and from there, the story became legendary. The Las Vegas native captured 2 NASCAR Cup Series championships, one in 2015, another in 2019. He was also a 2-time Cup Series regular season champion. But that's only part of the story. Kyle holds the all-time wins record across NASCAR's 3 major series: the Cup Series, the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, and the Craftsman Truck Series, a combined total of 234 victories. Take a second and think about that. 234 wins. That number alone tells you everything. Few drivers in any era have ever reached that level of dominance. And now, the man behind those victories is gone. The competitor, the champion. The brother, gone far too soon. And the person who predicted all of it back in 2001 is now left trying to make sense of a world without him. Kurt Busch, who is set to be inducted into the NASCAR Hall of Fame in 2026, is dealing with a loss that no championship, no title, and no Hall of Fame honor could ever fill. And that's what makes this story so heartbreaking, because beyond the trophies, beyond the records, beyond the headlines, this is about family, a brother saying goodbye to a brother. So here's the question I want to leave you with today. Kyle Busch, 2-time Cup Series champion, All-time wins leader with 234 victories across NASCAR's three major series. What do you believe was his greatest accomplishment, and what will you remember most about him? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk about it. This community deserves the chance to grieve together and celebrate the legacy Kyle Busch left behind. And if you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe to NASCAR Nation News, and turn on notifications so you never miss a story. We're here every week bringing you real coverage from fans who live this sport. Rest easy, Kyle.